Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and today I want to tell you one reason why your hydrangeas may not bloom this season, and that's because of a winter freeze zap. So let me tell you what that means. So guys, I'm out here in spring, it's a little bit after Mother's Day, with my Endless Summer Hydrangea row, and I want to show you what happened to these gals. So a lot of these buds were formed on what's called old wood. So these stems were from last year, and what happened was sometime after summer, these new little buds and these new stems of growth started forming on the old wood. Now what happened was we had a super warm January and February, and so instead of just being little tiny nubs that are kind of protected on these wooden stems, I started to get a lot of leaves and a lot of growth, and it's almost like the plant was tricked into thinking it was spring, and it started to develop a lot of these early flowers early on. And the problem happened when we got a huge freeze later on in the season. So we had temperatures that dropped below freezing, like later on, like in early spring, and actually we had snow here just a few days ago in May. And that snow and the freezing zapped these plants. And what's probably going to happen is these gals are probably not going to give me any kind of flowers on the blooms that you see now, because you can tell they're all kind of brown, they're all kind of frozen off, so they got what I call a winter zap because of those freezing temperatures that came in after the buds were there. So the good news about Endless Summer is that they bloom on both old wood, which you see here, but they also bloom on something called new growth. And so I'm going to not have my first batch of flowers in the beginning of summer because most of these guys I don't think are going to make it. However, I do have some brand new green stems that are coming from the bottom of the plant. And you could tell these stems that are totally green are brand new. They're going to get super tall, and they're going to wind up giving me beautiful flowers towards the end of summer. So Endless Summer is a really great variety of hydrangea to have because it gives you both bloom times, and you're not always stuck with the results of a winter zap. It doesn't make that much of a difference because you're going to get your flowers anyway, just not, quite as many of them, but it's still beautiful. So I need to walk you over to my Nico hydrangea because Nico hydrangeas only bloom on old wood. So that's going to be a whole different story. So come take a walk with me. So guys, this is a row of my Nico hydrangeas, and this is going to be a disaster, I could tell already. So Nico hydrangea blooms only form on old wood. So you can tell that these guys got totally zapped by that winter frost, and they're all kind of brown. They don't look very good. They are definitely in bad shape. The problem with when this happens to a Nico hydrangea is that it doesn't have new growth to give me different blooms in the end of summer. So this hedge hopefully will just turn green and stay healthy with the green part of it, but I don't think I'm going to get any flowers off of this variety this year. So let me tell you about that winter zap and the good news with some of your other hydrangeas. Some other hydrangeas bloom on what's called just the new growth that I showed you before with the Endless Summer, but some hydrangeas form all their blooms on new growth. So this is my Limelight hydrangea. And even though, those winter temperatures came and they zapped everybody else, these guys are just starting to form their blooms now. So this guy should be safe. So the Limelight hydrangeas form their blooms on the new growth. So this guy's going to be fine from the winter zap. And then another hydrangea that's awesome for that is Annabelle. Annabelle's also bloom on new growth. So these gals should have tons and tons of blooms when they're supposed to in the beginning of spring. It's going to be coming up in hopefully a couple weeks. They're going to start giving me beautiful, magnificent blooms. And I didn't have to worry about that winter zap with these gals. So guys, thanks so much for joining me in this video, and I'm going to put a link below for my Patreon page in case you're interested in supporting my dreams of spreading the flower love around the world with my garden tip videos to help people all over the world grow these beautiful flowers in their own gardens. And please feel free to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.